Good morning, my dear students. In the previous class, we discussed regarding how to solve ANOVA one-way classification model problems, and few questions also given for you for homework purpose and practice purpose. If you practice all the 5 questions, okay, then you will get a good clarity regarding ANOVA one-way classification model. So before you are practicing or before you are going to start that problem, first of all, you have to add the specimen of ANOVA one-way classification model, that is source of variations, sum of squares, degrees of freedom, mean squares, variance ratio of F, between samples, within samples, then total, SSC, SSE, V1 is equals to C minus 1, V2 is equals to N minus C, K is equals to N minus 1. Then mean squares here, MSC is equals to SSC divided by C minus 1. MSE is equals to SSE divided by N minus C. Then finally, after doing these 4 steps, you will get MSC value and MSE value. Okay, this MSE divided by MSE, we are going to do in the 5th step, that is variance ratio of F. Okay, or instead of variance ratio of F, you can write the principle that is F is equals to variance between the samples divided by variance within the sample. Okay, then after completion of that, you will get some value. That value should be compared with the critical values of F distribution, that is 5% ANOVA or 1% ANOVA. Anything is given in the question, that is 5% LOS or 1% LOS, you have to observe carefully. If anything is not given, then assume that 5% ANOVA only you have to follow. Okay, this is the condition what we discussed in the previous class. So at that we have completed ANOVA one-way classification model. So today we are going to start ANOVA in two-way classification model method. This, okay, from these ANOVA chapter, these 2 types of problems are there, and these 2 problems are very much important and easy, and they are expected problems in the examination point of view also. So here you observe carefully, in one factor analysis of variance explained above, the treatments constitute different levels of a single factor which is controlled in the experiment. Okay, listen carefully. In one-way ANOVA, we focused on single factor analysis only. Single factor analysis means here we are focusing on only school A, B, C, D. Okay, schools, we are focusing on the only one area, that is educational area, that is school itself. We are focusing from the 5th class, senior 5th class of students A, B, C, D. Randomly we pick up the samples. We call it as one-way classification, also called as single factor analysis, and they are controlled by the experiment itself only. So many situations in which the response variable of interest may be affected by more than one factor. Okay, more than one factor. At this case, we are going to apply ANOVA two-way classification. Okay, what are the 2-factor analysis we are going to discuss with the help of small example here. You observe these examples here. Sales of max cosmetic factors or max factor cosmetics, in addition being affected by the point of sale display, might be affected by the price changed, the size or the location of the store, or the number of competitive products sold by the store. Okay, in these examples they are saying that max factor cosmetic, any cosmetic, okay, which are applying for your facial. Then here what happens here, you observe carefully, they may be affected by the point of sale. Okay, point of sale, what is your location, okay, may be affected by the price also. Based on the price also it will be dependable, and the size or the location. If the demand is high, then immediately the product will be sold out. Based on the price it depends. Why? Because if the price is a minimum or the meager or less price, then automatically the demand is, if the demand is high, immediately the product will be sold out, and the size of the product also important here. Size in the case here, you observe carefully, on some products 20% extra, 10% extra will be written at the end, or the right side or the top or the left side or the bottom. Based on that also the customer ready to purchase that product. Or here the location is also important. Where is your location? Okay, the public area or the roadside you are doing the business may be affecting your product. And in the same manner here, the number of competitive products sold by the store. Competitive products, you observe carefully, competitive products are sold at one place. For that example is, you observe nowadays DMart is the best example for that. In the DMart or any shopping malls, any malls, all the different variety of products are put together at one place, and they are selling to the customer. They are attracting the customers. Okay. So here what happens, at only one place they are getting different variety of products. Okay, from their home they are deciding to purchase only one product. At the time of purchasing that product, the different variety of products are kept at one store. They are attracting the customer, and the mindset of the customer will be automatically changes, and they will purchase. Okay, these type of market situation is there in the society. So here what happens here, generally the price charged, the size or the location or the competitive products will be affecting. So here this is the one example. The another example is here. Similarly, petrol mileage may be affected by the type of car driven, the way it is driven, road condition, and other factors in addition to the brand of petrol used here. Okay, here petrol mileage, this is important, the type of car driven, the way it is driven, road condition. These four factors we are going to consider. Okay, more than one factor here it will be affecting. Okay, the petrol mileage here. Suppose you purchase a car, the car itself it is giving 25 per liter. Okay, automatically most of the customers they will focus on that car only. Again, the car driven also important. Okay, how far you are driving the car, you are changing a number of times the gear, then automatically the mileage will be decreases. The way it is driven, it is important here. And the road condition also important. The road is not good, the condition of that road is not good. Immediately what happens, the effect of that road condition will be there on the mileage of the car. Automatically the tires of the car also it will be affected, and the engine of the car also it will be affected. And other factors in addition to the brand of petrol used also important here. Nowadays you observe petrol itself is a unique only one, but here different varieties of persons they are selling the cars here, like in the name of different names, like Indian Petroleum, Hindustan Petroleum, Indian Oil. The name itself it is a different, but it is only the brand that is a petrol. Okay, you can get the petrol from any the store, from different stores, but finally it is you are using for your bike or you are using for your car. Okay, the engine will starts. Okay, the aim of that petrol is to start the engine and move the engine. But here in this example, petrol mileage may be affected by the type of car driven is important here, the way it is driven, the road condition, other factor in addition to the brand of petrol used. These are the different factors. We can consider that it is a two-way classification model here. When it is believed that two independent factors might have an effect on the response variable of interest, it is possible to design the test so that an analysis of variance can be used to test for the effect of two factors simultaneously. Okay, you observe carefully. When it is believed two independent factors might have an effect on the response variable of interest, it is possible to design the test so that an analysis of variance can be used for the test for the effects of two factors simultaneously. Such a test is called two-factor analysis or two-way classification model. With a two-factor analysis of variance, we can test two sets of hypotheses here. Okay, two sets of hypotheses. The question itself says that whether two factors are involved or not, or one factor is involved or two factors are involved. Okay, based on that condition only, based on these two sets of hypotheses only, we can test two sets of hypotheses with the same data at the same time. Okay, the same data will be there, the same question will be there, like one-way ANOVA classification, but the two sets of factors will be given. According to that two sets of factors, it will be dependable. Okay, after completion of identification of these two factors analysis here, what happens? The procedure for analysis of variance is somewhat different than one followed while dealing with the problems of one-way classification. In two-way classification, the analysis of variable tables takes the following form. Okay, before you are observing this table, you should get the clarity regarding what is two-factor analysis. Two-factor analysis is nothing but ANOVA two-way classification here. When comparing with the one-way classification, here two factors will be involved. In one-way classification, only one factor is involved. One factor in the sense here, previously we discussed brand A, B, C, D. Okay, only on brand only we are focusing. School A, B, C, D. We are focusing on only schools here. Okay, you observe the previous questions also. Okay, we have done one problem regarding a school A, B, C, D, that is 5th class students. Only we are focusing on school 5th standard. That is one factor analysis here. But coming to these two factor analysis here, what happens? Involvement of more than one factors here. Involvement of more than one factor. In the next class, we are going to solve the problem regarding two factor analysis. At that case, you will get a good clarity regarding what is a two factor analysis here. So you observe carefully, this is small procedure, and this is a customary that after writing, after getting SSC, SSR values, we have to interpret in the form of one-way classification. This two-way classification analysis of variance also, we have to interpret all the numerical values in this table. At the end, ratio of F we have to do. Again, here two sets of hypothesis. Okay, you observe carefully. We can test two sets of hypothesis. In one-way classification, we return only one conclusion. Okay, but in this problem, in two-way classification, we have to write two conclusions. We can test two sets of hypotheses. We are going to test in this model. Okay, you observe carefully here. The table here, we are going to discuss this table, and behind this table is very much important. Okay, in the previous one-way classification, we have within samples and between samples, but in addition to this, in this two-way classification, we have residual or error, one more row. Okay, source of variation, sum of squares, degrees of freedom, mean sum of squares, variance, ratio of F or ratio of F. These are the 5 columns are there. Here 3 rows will be there. Between samples, between rows, residual or errors, then total. Okay, we discussed in the sum of squares SSC in one-way classification, and two-way classification also same SSC. Okay, then SSR between rows. See, between columns, instead of between columns, I am writing between columns also. The name itself, it is same. Between samples are between columns. SSC, and between rows, SSR, then residual or error, SSE. This is a one more addition. Okay, then degrees of freedom, V1 is equals to C minus 1. V1, again V1 here is equals to R minus 1. Okay, then V2 is equals to C minus 1 into R minus 1. Okay, this is important one, into R minus 1. Then mean sum of square, that is MSC, that is MSC is equals to SSC divided by C minus 1. The same procedure what we applied in one-way classification, we are going to follow here also. That is a numerator is divided by the denominator. Then MSR is equals to SSR divided by R minus 1. Okay, after getting the SSC value, these values should be, we call it as numerator, and SSR value also numerator, and SSE value also numerator. Then C minus 1, R minus 1, C minus 1 into R minus 1. These 3 values are the denominators. These numerator values are divided by the denominator values. Okay, here you observe carefully, MSR is equals to SSR divided by R minus 1. The next one, MSE is equals to SSE divided by R minus 1 into C minus 1. Okay, here we are going to test here two sets of hypotheses. The first one is this one. Okay, the first one is here. Then second one is MSR divided by MSC. In these two cases, MSC and MSR value, the numerator is different, but MSE, again MSE, the denominators in these two sets of hypotheses, two cases, it is the same. Okay, whereas SSC is equals to sum of squares between columns, SSR is equal to sum of squares between rows, SSE is equal to sum of squares due to errors. Then finally, SST is equal to total sum of squares. Okay, you observe this table and by this table. Okay, after by this table only, you will get a good clarity regarding the two-way classification model problem or two-factor analysis problem. Okay, and important note here, the sum of squares for residual, sum of square for the source, that is residual, is obtained by subtracting from the total sum of squares between columns and rows here. Okay, you observe carefully this small principle. Okay, SSE is equals to SST minus SSC plus SSR. Okay, while we are doing the problem, you will get SSC value and SSR value and SST value. But to get SSE value, this procedure we have to follow, this small principle we have to follow. Why? Because this is very much important for us. So you observe carefully, SSE is equals to SST minus SSC plus SSR. This is very much important here. Okay, the next one, you observe carefully, the total sum, total degrees of freedom. Total degrees of freedom means here, wait a minute, total degrees of freedom, k is equals to n minus 1. K is equals to n minus 1 means here, again, see here, k is equals to n minus, this is the last step here. The number of degrees of freedom between columns C minus 1, okay, R minus 1. How many rows and how many columns are there? You have to observe. Why? Because based on the rows and columns, these C and R depends. Okay, C stands for columns and R stands for rows. Okay, while you are taking the values in degrees of freedom C minus 1, suppose in the given problem 4 columns are there, that is 4 minus 1, then you will get V1 is equals to 3, R is equals to how many rows are there? 5 rows are there, for example, then 5 minus 1, that is 4, R is equals to 4 here. Okay, after getting the values, okay, here that is a MSC divided by MSC, the first conclusion, the first hypothesis we are going to write here. We are going to take the decision here. Conclusion number 1, the F values are calculated as follows. Okay, F V1 comma V2 is equals to MSC by MSC. Okay, MSC by MSC, where V1 is equals to C minus 1 and V2 is equals to C minus 1 into R minus 1. Okay, you observe carefully here. V2 C minus 1 and R minus 1 in the both the conclusion, both the cases here. Okay, in the both the cases. See this, V2 is equals to C minus 1 into R minus 1. Okay, to get a MSC and MSC, what we are going to do, or to get this conclusion, MSC divided by MSE we are applying, where V1 is equal to C minus 1 into C minus 1 and V2 is equals to C minus 1 into R minus 1. Okay, this is important. You observe carefully here. See, residual error V2, C minus 1 into R minus 1. MSC, MSC. This value we call it as MSC value. In the both the cases, the denominator is same. Okay. The next conclusion number 2. After completion of these conclusion, after writing these conclusion, okay, MSC divided by MSC, you will get some value. Okay, that value should be compared with 5% ANOVA or 1% ANOVA based on the given question. Okay, after writing these conclusion 1, go for the conclusion number 2, that the F values are calculated or calculates as follows. F value are calculated as follows. You observe carefully here. That is MSR divided by MSE. Okay, in this case also V1 is equals to R minus 1 and V2 is equals to C minus 1 into R minus 1. Okay, you observe in these two conclusions here, you observe carefully, this V2 value is common. V2 value is common. We call it as MSE. MSE. Okay, in these two situations, this denominator is a common, but the numerator is a different here. C minus 1 here in this case and R minus 1 in the conclusion number 2. Okay, small note also given here. You observe this note. It should be carefully noted that V1 may not be same in both cases. Okay, you observe carefully, V1 and V1 is the not same in these two cases here. But in the first case, V1 is equals to C minus 1 and second case, V1 is equals to R minus 1. Okay, R minus 1. The next, the calculated value of F are compared with the table values. If calculated value of F is greater than the table value, the pre-assigned level of significance, the null hypothesis is rejected, otherwise accepted here. Okay, how far we have taken or we have written a conclusion or interpretation, we call it as, or a comment, we call it as, in one-way classification, the same procedure you should apply for the two-way classification also. But here we have to write the conclusion for twice. 2 times we have to write the conclusion. Okay, then here it would be clear from the above that in the problems involving two-way classification, residual is a measuring rod for testing significance. It represents the magnitude of variation due to force called chance. Okay, it is a measuring rod. Residual or error is a measuring rod. Okay, I think you got regarding two-way classification. In the next class, we are going to start the problematic part, two-way classification model. Okay, in two-way classification also, some little bit small changes are there when comparing with one-way classification, but it is also one type of a good problem and it is an easy problem also. Most of the times, the two factors are involved. At that situation only we are going to apply two-way classification model. So before we are going to start the problem, you have to by heart this table. Source of variation, sum of squares, degrees of freedom, mean sum of squares, variance ratio of F. Between samples, that is between columns, and between rows, residual error or total. SSC, SSR, SSE, SST. Then degrees of freedom, that is V1 is equal to C minus 1, and V1 again, V1 is equals to R minus 1. You have to observe this one. This is the most important. Why? Because you will get some confusion when comparing with the one-way classification. In one way, only we have V1 and V2, but in this two-way classification, we have V1 and V1. The next and the third step, that is residual or error, that is V2. Okay, again, you observe carefully here, SSC divided by C minus 1, SSR divided by R minus 1, and SSE divided by R minus 1 into C minus 1. Okay, this is a common. And how far we applied in the one-way classification, the same procedure we are going to follow in mean sum of squares. The next one here, ratio of F here, MSE divided by MSE. This MSE value, again I am repeating here, this denominator is a common in the both cases. Okay, I think you understood two-way classification. Okay, so thank you for the students for this class. You observe all the points carefully, and you will get some clarity regarding this two-way classification model. So thank you for today's class. We meet in the next class. In the next class, we are going to start regarding ANOVA two-way classification model problems. Thank you very much.